Have you ever heard anything so amazing, so unbelievable, something that you could not believe that would happen, that you were actually left speechless? Like you couldn't say anything? Well, in today's story, we're actually going to hear about a guy who heard about something that was going to happen and then became speechless. He didn't believe it, and because he didn't believe it, he was speechless until that event actually happened. Hey, what was it, and why was he speechless? And what happened once he got his voice back? And we're going to find out in today's story. So pause the video right now, read this short story, and answer these few questions. I want you to hear about why Zechariah was speechless and what happened because of it. All right, pause the video right now, and when you're done, press play and we'll continue. So why couldn't Zechariah believe this story? Well, because he and his wife were really old. It was like Abraham and Sarah. They were really old when they had Isaac. And now these guys are really old and they're past their childbearing years. And now they're told that they're going to have a son. Unbelievable. It seems impossible. But that's what the angel of the Lord said. And because Zechariah didn't believe, he was left speechless until he was told to name the son John. And he was given that opportunity to do that. Hey, what does this teach us about God? What does this teach us about life? Well, this teaches us something very simple. You can have joy because anything is possible with God. Hey, for the past few weeks, we've been talking about joy, and we think that there's such great joy around the Christmas season, and there is. Well, we can have joy because God can do the impossible. God brought Jesus in the world, which a lot of people didn't even think was possible. But also, before he brought Jesus in the world, he brought John into the world to parents who could not have a child. It was unbelievable. But all things are possible with God, and we can have joy and we can celebrate that. Hey, so I don't know what kind of impossible situations you are encountering today, but I would encourage you to have joy today because God can do the impossible, but also pray today. Pray to God and ask him to do the impossible. Hey, I don't know how it will work out for you, but just pray that God can do the impossible and God can help you in a situation and see how God answers it. I bet you that God guides you and God guides you through that impossible situation, and you will find joy in any situation you encounter. So I encourage you again, find joy today because God can do the impossible. Nothing is impossible with God. All right, hey, as I wrap up, I want to just kind of go over the memory verse we've been looking at for the past few weeks. Always be joyful because you belong to the Lord. I will say it again, be joyful. Be joyful. No matter what situations you're encountering, you can be joyful in all situations. And the cool thing about this verse is that Paul wrote this verse. Okay, Paul said we can be joyful in all situations. Well, how can Paul say that? Well, Paul went through so many terrible situations in his own life, and he found joy in it because of God was in his life, God was in his heart. And so we can be joyful too because God's going to do some great things. So be joyful today and offer up those impossible prayer requests to God and see how he answers them today and the rest of the week. All right, everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. Hey, and also, if you have impossible stories that God has done and you found joy in those, hey, put it in the comment section below. I would love to hear your stories today. All right, everyone, well, I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you next time with a whole new story about joy. Have a great week, everyone.